theology and morality and science. They're all over the place. So now is as good a time as any for you to really internalize what these two words mean, because relative really means with respect to. Okay? Relative versus absolute dating is how old something is with respect to some other old thing, whereas absolute dating has numbers. And the reason I have scare quotes around absolute is that there's only so much precision that you can give to measurements that you're taking about things in the millions and billions of years. So you might say, this layer of rock is X million years old, plus or minus several thousand. Okay? Because a million's a big number, so plus or minus several thousand is still kind of within the range of the variation of the data. Okay? But, so it's absolute, but there's still some wiggle room, whereas, but relative, you got no numbers. There's no value associated with it at all. Does that make sense? Relative versus absolute dating. Okay, there are two different things that we talk about when we talk about relative dating. One is the law of superposition, which we just talked about. The other is the use of index fossils. Okay, index fossils are fossils of organisms that only existed for a short period of time. Now, again, this is assuming that evolution happened across millions and billions of years, and that organisms came into being and then went out of existence, some of them in a matter of 100 years, some of them in a matter of 1,000,000 years. Cockroaches have been around forever, you know, things like that. So, assuming that scientific framework, index fossils can be used to tell you when two layers are the same age as one another. Remember when we talked about the fossil record being evidence of Pangea? And I showed you the pattern of the fossil record across all of those different continents? Those were index fossils. They were fossils of organisms that didn't live all that long relative to 4.5 billion years. Okay, and they lived in a certain region, and by taking the layers of rock on this continent and the layers of rock on this continent and the layers of rock on this continent that all had that index fossil in them, and then sort of putting them together like puzzle pieces, we could come up with not only this is how the continents fit together, but this is where this layer of the Earth existed at this period of time, or at the same period of time as each other. Does that make sense? Use of index fossils?